about the Franchise Association of New Zealand. The Franchise Association of New Zealand was established in 1996 to share information and experiences, set standards, and promote good franchising practice. Today, the Franchise Association has over 220 members, including 150 franchisor members. Professional advisors providing services to the franchising sector, such as banks, lawyers, consultants, accountants, publishers and business brokers, can also become affiliate members. Franchisees enjoy many benefits from the membership of their franchise system, but they can also become direct members too. The Franchise Association is the peak body representing the franchising community at government and other industry forums. It is also a member of the Asia Pacific Franchise Confederation and the World Franchise Council. Members of the Franchise Association are committed to observe best practice in franchising through adherence to a code of ethics, a code of practice, and the rules of the association. Adherence to the codes and rules is valuable to the prospective and existing franchisee because New Zealand, like some other countries, including the United Kingdom and Singapore, does not have specific legislation governing franchising. Franchise Association members are only accepted after undergoing independent scrutiny to ensure that their documentation and agreements comply with the rules. We will now talk about the Code of Practice and the Code of Ethics and what they mean for prospective franchisees. The Franchising Code of Practice. The purpose of the Code of Practice is to promote high standards of franchising conduct and procedure. The Code of Practice covers many areas that are important to you as a potential franchise buyer. Important examples include standards of conduct and compliance with the code and rules. All Franchise Association members are required to act in an ethical, honest and lawful manner and endeavour to pursue best franchise business practice. All members are also required to comply with the codes and rules at all times. Supply of codes. Franchisor members must supply or ensure prospective franchisees have access to copies of the Code of Practice and Code of Ethics prior to signing the franchise agreement. Agreements to require observance. The franchise agreements offered by franchisor members must include specific provisions requiring the franchisor and franchisee to comply with the Franchise Association rules, Code of Practice and Code of Ethics. Franchisor compliance checks. The Franchise Association employs a scrutineer to ensure prospective franchisor members comply with the rules, Code of Practice and Code of Ethics, and further compliance checks are carried out on a regular basis. Cooling off period. Franchisor members must provide new franchisees with a 7-day cooling off period. This is a provision that allows a franchisee a period of not less than 7 days from the date of entry into the franchise agreement, within which the franchisee may, by formal notice, elect to withdraw from the agreement at its discretion. The cooling off period does not apply during the renewal of a franchise agreement or in the instance of the sale of an existing franchise unit. Dispute resolution. The Franchise Association requires all franchisor members to have acceptable dispute resolution provisions within their franchise agreements. The purpose is to more clearly define a way of sorting out problems up front so that both parties can go through the process in a reasoned and constructive manner, with the aim of sorting out the dispute quickly and satisfactorily and cost-effectively. Practically, this means upfront mutual negotiation is favoured over mediation to resolve a franchisee-franchisor issue. In the event that an issue is not resolved by mutual negotiation, mediation is then required as the next best form of alternative dispute resolution. Finally, a party may commence court proceedings after mutual negotiation and mediation forms of dispute resolution have been attempted. Certification. Prior to signing the franchise agreement, Franchisor members of the Franchise Association must require the franchisee to certify they have received and read the disclosure document, the Code of Practice, and the Code of Ethics. Also important is that prior to executing the franchise agreement, franchisor members require each franchisee to either certify that they have either, firstly, received independent legal advice, or secondly, declined to take independent legal advice. The purpose of this requirement is to encourage prospective franchisees to seek independent legal advice to at least explain the franchise agreement in consideration. Disclosure documents. Franchisor members are required to provide prospective franchisees with a disclosure document at least 14 days prior to the signing of a franchise agreement, or if preceded by the signing of a preliminary agreement, 14 days before the prospective franchisee becomes bound by that agreement to proceed. The disclosure document is a key source of information for due diligence. Disclosure document contents are explained in detail in Module 5. The Code of Ethics. Finally, the Franchise Association's Code of Ethics provides the spirit within which the rules and the Code of Practice should be interpreted. This is important because it specifically requires each and every member, including member franchisors, to operate according to the rules and Code of Practice of the Association in all its requirements and according to all relevant laws, uphold the Code of Ethics for all members, promote membership of the Franchise Association of New Zealand Incorporated and adherence to the Code of Practice, adopt the highest standards of competency, practice and integrity in all matters pertaining to franchising, respect the confidentiality of all information, know-how and business secrets concerning a franchise business with which it is involved, and act in an honourable and fair manner in all its business dealings and in such a way as to uphold and bring credit to the good name of the Franchise Association of New Zealand. Why does Franchise Association of New Zealand membership matter? In summary, why does Franchise Association of New Zealand membership matter? Why would you practically want to deal with Franchise Association members? There are many reasons, not least, all franchisor members must provide you with a disclosure document containing many key details about the franchise. You will receive much important information in good time that will help contribute toward making a sound decision. You will be encouraged to take proper legal and financial advice. All franchisor members offer a 7-day cooling off period. Only Franchise Association members are bound by the Franchising Code of Practice and the Code of Ethics. All franchisor members offer a simple dispute resolution process in their agreements to protect the ongoing relationship. Affiliate members are more likely to have real franchise knowledge and experience to help ensure you make the right decision. And all advisor members must respect confidentiality of information and disclose to the client any relevant personal or financial interests. So, Franchise Association of New Zealand membership is not something to be taken lightly, but something to look for when buying a franchise.